She hid her $50,000 wedding debt from her first marriage. I thought you'd pay it off as a wedding gift. She sobbed. I replied, return to sender. Then I annulled our marriage on the grounds of financial fraud. She is now divorced twice and still in debt. 3 months married. That's how long it took for me to discover the debt. I found it by accident, looking for a warranty document in Amanda's nightstand drawer. Found a stack of credit card statements instead, hidden under old magazines, all unopened, all marked final notice in red. Capital 1, $43,287.56 balance. Minimum payment $247 per month. Interest rate 24.99%. Account opened 3 years ago. No payments in 4 months. I kept looking, found more. Chase, $4,285. Discover, $2,427. Some boutique called Ever After Bridal Credit, $1,001. Total, just over $51,000. Round it to 50 grand. All in her name. Amanda Chen Morrison now, but the accounts were opened as Amanda Chen. All showing the same address, my address, but she'd been hiding the statements, taking them from the mailbox before I saw them, stashing them unopened, all from vendors and services dated 2 to 3 years ago. Right around the time of her first wedding, to a guy named Andrew, the marriage that lasted 8 months. She'd been hiding this for 3 months. Since we got married, since she moved in, since she gained access to my mailbox. I didn't confront her immediately. I'm a financial analyst. Pattern recognition is literally my job. When something doesn't add up, I investigate. I pulled my credit report, clean, 785 score, no joint accounts with her, good. I pulled our marriage certificate, standard form, no weird clauses, no financial agreements beyond basic spousal rights. I checked my bank accounts, nothing unusual. She hadn't asked for access to my accounts. We kept finances separate. She paid for groceries sometimes. I paid for dinners out. Rent was mine, my house owned outright. Her only contribution was utilities, which she Venmo'd me monthly, about $200. So where was her money going? She made $67,000 as a marketing manager. I made $110,000. She should have had money. Enough to at least make minimum payments and not hide final notice statements. Unless the debt was so bad she couldn't even afford her old apartment anymore. Unless marrying me was her solution. I decided to test something. That evening, Amanda came home from work around 6:30. Normal day. We ordered Thai food. Watched TV. Around 8, I brought it up casually. Hey, random question. You got all your bills switched over to this address, right? Yeah, I updated everything. Why? No reason. Just making sure nothing's going to your old place. I forwarded everything months ago. Even credit cards? She paused. Brief. Barely noticeable. I only have the one Chase card, for points. That's it? Yeah, I don't believe in carrying a lot of credit cards. Too easy to overspend. Lie. Direct lie. She had 4 cards minimum. Smart, I said. That's a trap. Exactly. She smiled. I've never carried a balance. Second lie. The next day, I took photos of all the statements, put them back exactly where I found them. Then I waited to see what she'd do. That evening, I got home before her. Checked the mailbox, 2 more credit card statements, Capital One and Discover, both with final notice stamps. I left them on the kitchen counter. Went to my office, watched from the doorway when she got home. She walked in, saw the statements, froze, grabbed them immediately, started toward the bedroom. Those came today? I called out. She jumped, turned around. These are mine. I know, final notices, both of them. Her face went pale. Want to talk about it? She didn't answer, just stood there holding the envelopes. I walked to the bedroom, opened her nightstand drawer, pulled out the stack of hidden statements, brought them to the kitchen table, laid them out one by one, or we can talk about these. She stood in the doorway, staring at the table, at $50,000 in debt spread across our kitchen counter. What's this? Her voice was small. You tell me. She didn't move, just stared. I found them in your nightstand, I said, hidden under magazines, all unopened, all final notices. I can explain. I'm sure you can. She sat down, slowly, picked up the Capital One statement. It's not what it looks like. It looks like $50,000 in credit card debt you hid from me. I didn't hide it. I just didn't mention it. What's the difference? I was going to tell you. I just needed time. Time for what? She didn't answer. Amanda, where did this debt come from? She looked at me. Eyes watery. The wedding. Your first wedding. Yes. To Andrew. Yes. I sat back. You spent $50,000 on a wedding that lasted 8 months. It wasn't supposed to last 8 months. It was supposed to be forever. We planned this huge wedding. 300 guests, country club venue, designer dress. The band alone was $8,000. And you paid for all of this on credit? We both did. It was supposed to be our dream wedding. But it's your name on these accounts. Because Andrew refused to pay after the divorce. Said it was my fault for leaving him. Said I could deal with the debt myself. So you've been carrying this for how long? 2 years. Making minimum payments. Trying to. While making $67,000 a year. The minimum payments alone are almost $1,500 a month. Add rent, utilities, car payment, insurance, food. I can't afford that and still have a life. What was your rent at your old place? $2,200 for a 1-bedroom in a decent area. So there it was, $1,500 in debt payments plus $2,200 in rent, $3,700 per month on a $5,580 monthly income, leaving $880 for car, insurance, food, utilities, phone, everything else. Impossible to sustain. So you moved in with me. She looked down. I needed help. You needed someone to pay your bills. No, I love you. I wanted to be with you. But the debt was part of it. She didn't deny it. Just sat there, crying. Amanda, did you marry me to get out of debt? No. I married you because I love you. But you hid $50,000 in debt from me. You intercepted the bills and hid them in your nightstand so I wouldn't see them. You lied when I asked about credit cards. You've been lying this entire time. I was scared. I thought if you knew, you wouldn't want to be with me. So deception was the solution? I thought we'd work it out together. I thought once we were married, you'd help me. Help you how? She looked at me. Pay it off, as like a wedding gift or a gesture. You make good money, you own your house, you don't have debt. I thought you'd just take care of it. I stared at her. You thought I'd pay $50,000 as a wedding gift. Other people do it. I read about couples who combine finances and pay off debt together. Couples who are honest with each other from the start. Not couples where one person hides massive debt and hopes the other person fixes it. I wasn't hoping, I was planning to tell you. When? Soon. It's been 3 months. When exactly were you planning to mention your $50,000 in debt? She didn't answer. I stood up. I need to think about this. Don't leave, please, we can figure this out. Figure what out? You lied to me, you're still lying. I'm not. You said you only have 1 credit card, you have at least 4. You said you've never carried a balance. You're drowning in debt. Everything you've told me about your finances is a lie. I didn't want you to think I was irresponsible. You spent $50,000 on a wedding that lasted 8 months. That's the definition of irresponsible. I was in love. And now you're married to someone who you lied to so you could offload your bad decisions onto them. She sobbed, full breakdown. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. I just didn't know what else to do. I can't make the payments. I can't afford to live. I needed help. Then you should have asked. Before we got married, you should have been honest. Would you have still married me? Good question. Honest answer? Probably not. Not because of the debt itself, people make mistakes, but because of the deception, the calculated hiding of information, the plan to trap me into paying for her ex-husband's dream wedding. I don't know, I said, but you didn't give me the choice. I went to bed in the guest room that night. She slept in our room. I heard her crying through the wall. Next morning, I called a divorce attorney, guy named Richard Chen. No relation to Amanda, just coincidentally the same last name. He specialized in annulments. I've been married 3 months, I told him. Wife hid $50,000 in debt from me, all from her first wedding. Been hiding unopened bills in her nightstand, taking statements from the mailbox before I could see them. Lied directly when I asked about her finances. Can I annul based on fraud? Potentially yes, Richard said. Financial fraud as grounds for annulment requires proving she entered the marriage with fraudulent intent. Did she specifically marry you to gain financial benefit? She admitted she moved in with me because she couldn't afford rent while making debt payments. She admitted she expected me to pay off her debt as a wedding gift. She deliberately hid the extent of her financial situation. That's strong. Do you have documentation? Credit card statements showing months of unopened bills, photos of them hidden in her nightstand, Timestamps showing I discovered them 3 months into marriage. Her own admission that she expected me to handle the debt. Get her admission in writing if you don't already have it. I got it in writing. That evening, I told Amanda I wanted to talk. Set my phone on the table between us, recording app open and visible. I'm recording this, I said, for documentation purposes. She nodded, didn't object. I need you to be completely honest, I said. Why did you hide these credit card bills from me? Because I was going to lose my apartment. I couldn't afford the rent and the debt payments. I needed to move in with you. And you expected me to help with the debt? Yes. I thought once we were married, we'd combine finances and you'd help me pay it off. Did you plan this before you moved in? I knew I needed help. I knew you were financially stable. I thought being with you would fix things. So you deliberately hid the debt because you thought I'd refuse to marry you if I knew? Yes. And you expected me to pay off $50,000 in debt from your previous marriage without discussing it first? I thought you'd want to help me. I thought that's what spouses do. Got it all recorded. Played it back to make sure audio was clear. Perfect. Filed for annulment Tuesday morning. Grounds: fraud. Fraudulent inducement to marry based on concealment of material financial information. Had her served Wednesday at her office. Process server handed her the papers during lunch break. She called me immediately. 16 missed calls in 20 minutes. I didn't answer. Sent a text. Talk to your lawyer. Don't contact me directly. She showed up at the house that evening. I didn't let her in. Talked through the door. You can't do this. We're married. For now, annulment proceedings are underway. You can't just annul a marriage. We took vows. Vows you entered fraudulently. You married me under false pretenses. I didn't. You hid $50,000 in debt. You lied about your financial situation. You admitted you expected me to pay your bills without discussing it. That's fraud, Amanda. I'll pay the debt myself. I'll figure it out. Good, you should. It's your debt. Please, don't do this. I love you. You loved my bank account. That's not true. Isn't it? Tell me honestly. If I was broke, would you have married me? She hesitated. Fatal hesitation. That's what I thought. Return to sender, Amanda. Go back to Andrew or whoever will pay your bills next. You're cruel. I'm honest, something you're not. She left. I heard her car peel out of the driveway. The annulment process took 2 months. Richard filed the paperwork, included all documentation, credit card statements, text messages, recorded conversation, timeline of deception. Amanda's lawyer tried to fight it, claimed she had no fraudulent intent, claimed debt isn't grounds for annulment, claimed I was being vindictive. He filed a motion to dismiss. Richard countered with a 50-page brief citing case law. Precedent from 12 different states showing financial fraud as valid grounds for annulment. Examples of similar cases where concealed debt voided marriages. We had a hearing. Both of us, both lawyers, sitting in a courtroom. Amanda wore a black dress. Professional, respectful, trying to look sympathetic. Her lawyer argued that debt acquired during a previous marriage isn't fraud. That many people enter relationships with financial baggage. That I'd never asked about her debt specifically, so she hadn't lied. Richard destroyed that argument, pointed out that she'd actively concealed the debt by hiding statements in her nightstand, that she'd intercepted mail before he could see it, that she'd lied when directly asked about credit cards, that she'd admitted expecting him to pay her debts without prior discussion, that she'd admitted she would have lost her previous apartment without using him for financial support. The judge asked Amanda directly, "Did you intentionally conceal these debts from your husband?" She hesitated. I didn't know how to bring it up. That's not what I asked. Did you intentionally conceal them? Yes, but not to defraud him. I just didn't want him to think badly of me. And did you expect him to help pay these debts? I hoped we'd work it out together as a married couple. Did you discuss this with him before marriage? No. Why not? I was afraid he'd leave me. Judge nodded, made notes, reviewed the documents again. But the evidence was overwhelming. She'd deliberately concealed material financial information. She'd admitted to expecting me to pay her debts. She'd married me, at least in part, for financial benefit. Judge reviewed everything, took 45 minutes to read through the file. Then he ruled. Annulment granted. Marriage declared void from inception. No spousal support, no division of assets, complete severance. Amanda sat in the courtroom crying. Her lawyer patted her shoulder. Didn't matter. She wasn't married anymore. She was right back where she started. Divorced twice, $50,000 in debt, no backup plan. After the hearing, I went back to work. Life continued. Removed her from my emergency contacts, changed the locks on my house, forwarded any mail that came for her back to her new address, a studio apartment across town. Rent, $1,400. She downgraded significantly. 3 weeks after the annulment finalized, she texted me. First contact since the courtroom. Started the bankruptcy process. Thought you should know. Why would I need to know? Because you're why I'm in this position. No, your spending habits are why you're in that position. Your fraud is why we're divorced. Annulled, not divorced. Semantics, you're single and in debt either way. I could have made it work if you just helped me. I'm not responsible for your bad decisions. I thought you loved me. I thought you loved me too. Turns out we were both wrong. She didn't respond. I blocked her number. 5 months later, I ran into her at Target, literally turned a corner in the home goods section, and there she was. Looked different. Thinner, tired, pushing a cart with generic brand cleaning supplies. She saw me, froze. Hey, Amanda. Awkward silence. How are you? She asked. Fine. You? Managing. She glanced at her cart. Bankruptcy went through last month, Chapter 7, wiped out all the credit card debt. Good for you. Yeah, fresh start. She paused. I'm sorry for everything. Okay. I shouldn't have lied. I was desperate and scared, and I made bad choices. Yes, you did. Do you forgive me? I thought about it. I don't think forgiveness is the right word. I understand you were in a difficult situation. I understand desperation makes people do stupid things. But no, I don't forgive the fraud, the lying, the manipulation. She nodded. That's fair. Are you doing okay now? Relatively. Bankruptcy destroyed my credit, can't get approved for anything, had to put down 3 months' deposit for my apartment, had to buy a used car cash because no one would finance me, but I'm managing. And the debt's gone? Most of it. Chapter 7 wiped out the credit cards, but there were some old medical bills and a personal loan from a friend that I couldn't discharge, about $12,000 total, payment plans for both. So you're still in debt? Yeah, just less of it. She smiled weakly. I'm dating someone new. He knows everything this time. I learned my lesson. Good. Be honest with him. I am. I have to be. Can't hide bankruptcy when your credit score is 520. True. We stood there. 2 people who used to be married, now strangers. I should go, she said. Yeah, take care of yourself, Amanda. You too. She pushed her cart away. I watched her turn the corner, disappeared into the cleaning aisle. I went home, poured a whiskey, sat on my deck. Thought about the last 6 months. I dated Amanda for 8 months before she proposed. She'd seemed normal, responsible, had a good job, nice apartment, never asked me for money. Seemed financially stable. Looking back, there were signs, small ones. She always wanted to go to expensive restaurants but never offered to split the check. Just assumed I'd pay. She forgot her wallet a lot. Movies, coffee shops, grocery store. She talked about her wedding a lot. Her first one. How beautiful it was. How perfect. How expensive. Worth every penny, she'd said. Even if the marriage didn't last, I have the memories. Red flag. Huge red flag. Worth every penny. Of $50,000 for 8 months of marriage. But I'd chalked it up to her being sentimental. Didn't realize she meant it literally. Didn't realize she was still paying for those memories. She'd moved in after 6 months of dating. Her lease was up, she said. Made sense to move in together. Save money. Be practical. I thought she meant save money together. Turns out she meant save her money by having me cover most of the expenses. She'd proposed to me, actually. Not the other way around. 8 months into dating. Took me to a nice restaurant. Gave me a watch. Asked me to marry her. I know it's usually the guy, but I don't care about tradition. I want to be with you. At the time, it felt romantic, progressive, modern. Now it felt calculated. She was running out of time, running out of money, needed to lock me down before I found out about the debt, and it almost worked. If I hadn't been looking for that warranty document, I might never have found those hidden statements. She could have kept intercepting the mail, hiding the bills, making minimum payments secretly, could have kept lying indefinitely, or maybe she would have asked me for help eventually. Some sob story about unexpected expenses. Could I loan her a few thousand? She'd pay me back. Promise. Except she'd never pay me back. She'd ask for more and more, until I was paying her entire debt load without even realizing it. That's the thing about financial fraud. It's not always dramatic. Sometimes it's just slow erosion, a constant taking without giving back, a relationship that's more transaction than partnership. I dodged a bullet, or rather, I stopped the bullet after it grazed me. 3 months married, minimal financial entanglement, clean annulment, no lasting damage except to my trust in people. Could have been worse. Could have been 2 years, 5 years, could have co-signed loans, joint accounts, joint debt, could have been trapped. Instead, I got out. Amanda got bankruptcy. We both moved on. Her new guy? Hope he knows what he's getting into. Hope she's actually being honest this time. But if she's not, that's his problem now, not mine. I'm back to dating, casually, not rushing into anything, running credit checks, asking financial questions up front, making sure there are no surprises. People think that's paranoid. You can't start a relationship with a credit check, my friends say. That's insane. Maybe. But you know what's actually insane? Marrying someone who hides $50,000 in debt and expects you to pay it as a wedding gift. Hard pass. I'll take paranoid and single over trusting and broke. She's divorced twice now. Technically annulled once, divorced once. But who's counting? She's still in debt. Bankruptcy discharged the credit cards, but she's got the medical bills and personal loan payments, and probably new debt from her post-bankruptcy life. New car, new apartment, new expenses, old patterns. Me, I'm debt-free, single, house paid off, 785 credit score, retirement accounts growing, and I run credit checks on dates now. My friends think it's extreme. I think marrying someone with $50,000 in hidden debt is extreme. Amanda went from Andrew to me to the next guy, always looking for someone to save her. I hope she learns to save herself eventually. But that's not my problem anymore. I'm just the guy who returned to sender, and I'm fine with that. She hid her engagement ring. I want to see if guys hit on me without it. It's just a social experiment. I replied, experiment over. Then I pawned the ring and used the money to move out. The text she sent when she realized she was actually single. Tuesday morning, I'm looking for my watch. She borrowed it for the gym last week because hers died or whatever. And I find the engagement ring sitting in her jewelry box under some cheap Forever 21 earrings. Just sitting there. Not on her finger where it's been for 4 months. In a box. My first thought wasn't even anger. It was confusion. Like maybe she took it off to shower and forgot to put it back on. Except she left for work an hour before I even woke up, so that didn't track. Stood there in our bedroom holding this $6,500 ring, thinking maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe there's a reason. Maybe she's getting it cleaned. Maybe the band needs adjusting. Except if any of that were true, she would have mentioned it. While I'm standing there looking at the jewelry box, I notice something else missing. My grandmother's necklace. Gold chain with a small pendant. Family heirloom. She'd worn it her whole life, left it to me when she died. Only thing I had from her. I'd let Amber borrow it for some company gala 3 months back. She kept saying she'd return it, kept forgetting. I kept meaning to ask for it back. Never seemed urgent. Now both pieces of jewelry were MIA. The ring in the box, the necklace nowhere to be found. I pocketed it. Didn't say anything, went to work. Entire morning I'm welding and my brain's running scenarios. Maybe the clasp is loose and she didn't want to lose it. Maybe her finger's swollen from the gym. Maybe she's planning some romantic gesture and wanted it resized. Maybe I'm being paranoid and there's a perfectly good explanation. Lunch break. I'm sitting in my truck eating a sandwich and I pull out my phone, start scrolling through her Instagram. Not because I'm suspicious. Just because. Last weekend, girls' night out at some rooftop bar downtown. She posted 5 photos. Looked at every single one. Not one showed her left hand. Every angle strategically cropped or positioned to hide it. One photo she's holding a drink with her right hand. Another she's got both hands behind her back. Third one, her left arm is completely out of frame. Went back further. Week before, gym selfie. Left hand behind her back while she poses with her right hand on her hip. 2 weeks ago, dinner with her work friends. 4 photos. Every single one has her hands under the table or cropped out. This wasn't accidental. This was deliberate. Month ago, there's a photo from brunch. Ring clearly visible. She's showing it off actually, hand positioned to catch the light on the diamond. Caption: blessed and grateful, heart emojis, the whole thing. So somewhere between 1 month ago and now she decided to stop showing the ring. Stop wearing it. Start pretending to be single online. Lunch rolls around, I text her. Rosario's at noon? Yes, miss you baby. Baby. While she's out there cosplaying single, I get there first. She shows up 12 minutes late in a tight black dress and heels. For lunch. On a Tuesday. Hair perfect, makeup done, dressed like she's going out later, and zero ring on her finger. We order. She's talking about work drama, something about her coworker Sarah being passive-aggressive, how her boss doesn't appreciate her, the usual complaints. I'm not really listening. Just watching her. The way she gestures with her right hand. The way her left hand stays in her lap or picks at her salad. The way she's positioned herself so the table hides her hands from anyone walking by. Food comes. We eat. She's still talking. Finally, I just reach into my pocket and put the ring on the table between us, right next to the salt shaker. She stops mid-sentence, stares at it. Want to explain this? Where did your jewelry box this morning, looking for my watch. She looks at the ring, looks at me. Her face does this thing where I can literally see her trying to figure out if she should lie or come clean, probably running through options, seeing which one I'd believe. I can explain. I bet. I've been doing a social experiment. I actually laughed. Couldn't help it. The audacity of calling it that. A social experiment. Yes, I want to see if guys hit on me without it. Without the ring, it's just a social experiment. Like she's explaining something fascinating, like I should be interested in her findings. You're testing if men will approach you when you pretend to be single. I'm not pretending anything. I'm observing social dynamics. How people interact differently based on perceived availability. While engaged, to me, it's harmless research. I'm not doing anything with these guys. I'm just seeing if they approach me differently. And do they? What? Do they approach you differently? Since that's apparently important information you need. That's not the point. That's exactly the point. You want male attention. The ring prevents male attention. So you took it off. It's not about wanting attention. Then what's it about? Understanding human behavior. By pretending to be available. I'm not pretending anything. Her voice was getting louder. People at nearby tables were starting to look. You're taking off your engagement ring. You're hiding it in photos. You're going out with your friends looking single. That's pretending. I'm engaged to you. That doesn't change just because I'm not broadcasting it. Broadcast it? You're hiding it. On purpose. For weeks. She crossed her arms, leaned back. I knew you wouldn't understand. That's when something in my chest just went cold. Not hot, cold. Like all the feelings I had for her froze and shattered at once. Experiment over. What? Put the ring back on or we're done, right now. She laughed. She laughed, thought I was joking. You're not serious. Never been more serious. Ring on or we're over. Oh my God, you're being ridiculous. Decide. Can we talk about this at home? People are staring. No, here, now, ring or single. She got this look, half annoyed, half calculating. Fine, I'll put it back on when I get home. Not good enough. Stood up, threw 320s on the table for my half, walked out while she was still sitting there with her mouth open. Drove straight back to my apartment, my name on the lease. She just moved in 8 months ago and never paid a dime of rent, and started packing her stuff. Clothes, shoes, that stupid Live Laugh Love pillow, everything. Boxes and boxes stacked by the door. She came home 2 hours later. What the hell? Your stuff. Get out. You're kicking me out? You're not on the lease. You don't pay rent. Yeah, I'm kicking you out. We're engaged. Where? Past tense. You took off the ring to see if you could do better. Congratulations, you're free to find out. I said I'd put it back on. After I forced you to. You didn't want to wear it. So don't, but you're not doing it while living in my apartment. She tried crying. The whole performance. I just stood there, unmoved. You have until tonight. After that, I'm donating everything to Goodwill. 3 trips to her car. Never said another word to me. Slammed the door on the 3rd trip. Next morning, I'm at Lou's Pawn selling the ring. Place smells like old leather and desperation. Glass cases full of other people's mistakes. Watches that didn't get picked up. Guitars that got pawned for rent money, jewelry from failed relationships. I put the ring on the counter. Lou, the guy who owns the place, picks it up. Doesn't even ask what happened. Sees engagement rings every week probably. Let me take a look. He pulls out this little microscope thing, examines the diamond, checks the clarity, tests the gold, weighs it on a scale. Whole process takes maybe 3 minutes. I can give you $2,200. Less than a third of what I paid. Doesn't matter. Deal. You sure? This is a nice ring. Quality stone. You could probably get more if you sold it private. I'm sure. He fills out the paperwork. I sign. He counts out cash, 2,200s, crisp bills, stacks them on the counter. Rough breakup? Something like that. They usually are. Good luck, man. Walked out with 2,200 in cash in my jacket pocket, feeling lighter than I had in weeks. Drove straight to the apartment complex down the street with that pawn money. Garden Ridge Apartments. Had seen their sign every day driving to work. 1BR, $850 or SMO, move-in special. Walked into the leasing office. Help you? Woman behind the desk. Name tag said Sandra. Looking for a 1-bedroom. We have one available. When are you looking to move in? This Friday. This Friday? 2 days from now. Yes. Okay, let me pull up the unit. She showed me photos. Studio apartment, 600 square feet, small kitchen, bathroom, 1 main room. Perfect. First month and deposit, that's $1,700 total. Move-in special waives the application fee. Pulled out the cash. Counted out 1,700s right there. She looked surprised. Cash? Cash. Works for me. Signed the lease, got the keys. Move in Friday. That left me with $500 from the ring money. Used $150 for the Craigslist moving guy in his truck. Kept $350 for incidentals. New shower curtain, cleaning supplies, whatever I needed for the new place. $6,500 ring turned into a fresh start and $350 in my wallet. Best deal I ever made. Friday I hire some guy off Craigslist with a truck. $150. Everything's moved by noon. Turned in my keys to the old place. Done. Saturday morning my phone starts blowing up. Different numbers. She's blocked on my actual number. All her. Where are you? Why did you move? This is crazy. We need to talk. I'm sorry about the ring. Please answer. You can't just leave. 3 years and you just disappear? I went to the apartment and you're gone. This is insane. Call me back. Blocked every single one. Sunday she shows up at my work. Security calls me. Woman in the lobby asking for you. Says it's an emergency. What's her name? Amber. It's not an emergency. She's my ex. We broke up. She's harassing me. You want us to escort her out? Yeah, and add her to the do not allow list. They did. She apparently screamed at the security guard. Told him I was being unreasonable, that we were engaged, that I owed her a conversation. He didn't care. Walked her out anyway. Monday, her friend Monica texts me. Amber's really struggling. Can you please just talk to her? No. It's been less than a week. You were together 3 years. You can't give her 5 minutes? She took off her engagement ring for weeks to see if guys would hit on her. She disrespected our relationship. There's nothing to talk about. She made a mistake. She made a choice. Multiple choices. Over multiple weeks. That's not a mistake. Monica stopped texting after that. Tuesday her mom calls. Her mom. Woman I'd had dinner with 12 times. Helped her move furniture last year. Thought we had a good relationship. She's devastated. She says you won't even talk to her. That's correct. Don't you think that's cruel after 3 years together? You know what's cruel? Taking off your engagement ring to attract other men while your fiancé thinks everything's fine. Silence. She told me you were being controlling, that you got mad about her going out with friends. She lied. Ask her about her social experiment. Ask her about hiding her ring for weeks. Ask her about pretending to be single on Instagram. More silence. I didn't know about that. Now you do. Hung up. Her mom never called again. Week 2, her sister Michelle calls. She's a mess. She's not eating. She's staying on my couch. She cries all the time. What happened? Ask her about her social experiment. Her what? The one where she took off her engagement ring for weeks to see if guys would hit on her. Called it research. I called it disrespectful. We broke up. Long silence. She told me you were tracking her movements, being jealous and possessive. She lied. She took off her ring. I found it. Asked her why. She explained her experiment. I ended the relationship. That's the whole story. Oh is right. I'm sorry. I believed her. Most people do. People lie well when they practice. Michelle never called back either. Week 3, I get a text from my buddy Jake. Heads up. Amber's posting about you on Instagram. Might want to check it. Checked. She'd made her account public. Posted a whole story, multiple slides. That thing where girls write paragraphs about their feelings. First slide. Old photo of us from happier times. Caption, when you think you know someone. Second slide, wall of text. Sometimes people show you who they really are when things get hard. 3 years together. Engaged for 4 months. One misunderstanding and he disappeared. Refused to communicate. Refused to try. Third slide. More text. I made a mistake. I admitted it. I apologized. He wouldn't even listen. Just packed my stuff and told me to leave. Blocked me everywhere. Fourth slide. If someone can throw away years together over one disagreement, that's not love, that's control. Fifth slide. Recent photo of her. Sad face. Caption, choosing myself, learning, growing. Comments were mixed. Her friends, you're better off. He sounds toxic. You dodged a bullet. Random people who saw through it. What was the mistake though? Taking off your engagement ring isn't a small thing. Sounds like you fucked around and found out. I didn't comment, didn't engage. Just blocked her on Instagram too and went on with my life. 3 weeks later, I'm at the gym. Different time than usual. Started going evenings instead of mornings because the new apartment is closer and my schedule shifted. Running on the treadmill. Woman gets on the one next to me. Starts her run. A few minutes pass. She glances over. You've got good pace. Thanks. How long you usually run? 30 minutes. You? Same. Though I'm cheating today. Had pasta for lunch. I laughed. First time I'd laughed in weeks. Pasta's not cheating. Tell that to my stomach. We ran in silence for a bit. Then she spoke again. I'm Aaron. Nathan. You come here often, Nathan? That sounded like a pickup line. Wasn't meant to be. Few times a week. You? Same. Weird we haven't crossed paths before. I usually come mornings. Recently switched to evenings. Life change? Something like that. Finished our runs. She stretched nearby. Not obvious. Not flirty. Just friendly. You doing weights after? She asked. Yeah. Chest and arms? Mind if I join? My usual gym buddy bailed. Sure. We worked out together. Talked between sets. She was a graphic designer. Freelance. Worked from home mostly, which is why she came to the gym at random times. Recently single. 2 months out of a relationship. It ended mutually. They grew apart. No drama. What about you? She asked. Your life change. Recent breakup? 3 weeks ago. Fresh. Very. Want to talk about it or change the subject? Subject change works. Fair enough. We exchanged numbers at the end. Let me know if you want a workout partner, she said. Tuesday, she texted. Gym at 6. Worked out together again. Grabbed smoothies after. Talked more. Easy conversation. No pressure. No games. She didn't ask about my ex again. Didn't push. Just existed in the moment. Friday, she asked if I wanted to grab dinner. Real dinner, not smoothies. Like a date? I asked. If you're ready. If not, just as friends. I'm ready. We went to this Italian place across town. Not Rosario's. Different one entirely. She wore jeans and a nice top. Not overdressed. Not underdressed. Just normal. Halfway through the meal, she asked, so what happened with your ex 3 weeks ago? I told her. The ring. The social experiment. The whole thing. She listened. Didn't interrupt. When I finished, she just nodded. She sounds insecure. Probably. Insecure people need constant validation. From everyone. All the time. It's exhausting. It was. For what it's worth, I think you handled it right. She crossed a line. You left. Clean break. Some people think I overreacted. Those people probably tolerate bad behavior in their own relationships. We finished dinner. She didn't post about it, didn't take photos for Instagram, didn't perform for an audience, just enjoyed the meal and the conversation. That was 2 months ago. We've been seeing each other since. Nothing heavy. Nothing serious yet. Just dating. Seeing where it goes. She's met my friends. I've met hers. Normal relationship progression. And she wears a necklace her grandmother gave her. Every day. Never takes it off. Doesn't hide it in photos. Doesn't run experiments about how people treat her with or without it. Just wears it because it matters to her. Week 5. Amber finds out about Aaron somehow. Mutual friend probably saw us and reported back. I get a series of texts from random numbers. Already? You're already with someone else? Blocked. It's been 5 weeks. We were together 3 years. Blocked. You know what? Good. I hope she's perfect. I hope she never makes a single mistake. Blocked. Then comes the long one. Different number. Clearly her. I get it now. You're actually gone. You actually moved on. I thought you'd come back. I thought this was temporary. You cooling off. Being dramatic, but you're done. You're actually done with me. 3 years and I'm just erased. Like I never mattered. I fucked up with the ring thing, I know. But I didn't think you'd actually leave forever. I thought you'd calm down and we'd talk and fix it like we always do. But you're with someone else now. Actually dating someone. And I'm actually single. Actually alone. And you're happy with her. And I'm realizing I lost everything over something so fucking stupid. And you don't even care. Deleted it. Didn't respond. What's there to say? She's right, I don't care. Hour later, another text. This one had bite. Just so you know, I pawned your grandmother's necklace. The one you let me borrow for that work event. Got $800 for it. Fair trade since you stole my ring. That got my attention. Not because of the money, because it was my grandmother's. Gold chain with a small pendant. She'd worn it her whole life. Left it to me when she died. Only thing I had from her. I'd let Amber borrow it for some company gala 3 months ago. She never gave it back. I kept meaning to ask for it. Never seemed urgent, until now. Called her sister Michelle immediately. Tell Amber she has 24 hours to get my grandmother's necklace back or I'm filing a police report for theft. She pawned it. She told me. Then she has 24 hours to unpawn it. She said it's payback for you pawning her ring. My ring. That I bought, that I had every legal right to pawn. The necklace is mine. She borrowed it. That's theft. Tell her. Next day, Amber shows up at my new apartment. No idea how she found the address. Handed me a pawn ticket. Lose pawn on 5th. You have a week to get it before they sell it. You couldn't get it back yourself? With what money? I don't have $800 sitting around. Should have thought of that before pawning stolen property. It's not stolen. You let me borrow it. Borrow. Past tense. You were supposed to give it back. Instead you pawned it. That's theft. Whatever. There's your ticket. Do what you want. She turned to leave. Stopped. Looked back. Was I really that bad? Did I really deserve this? You took off your engagement ring for weeks to attract other men. Yeah, you deserved this. It was just a stupid experiment. And this is the result. Experiment complete. Now you know what happens when you play stupid games. She left. I drove to Lose Pawn, same place I'd sold the ring, and bought back my grandmother's necklace for $800. Put it in a safe deposit box at my bank, never loaning anything to anyone again. 4 months later, I run into her at a bar. Downtown place. I'm there with Aaron and a couple friends. Amber's at a table with her girlfriends. We see each other across the room. She stares. I nod. Acknowledgement. Nothing more. 5 minutes later, she gets up, walks over to our table. Her friends are watching. My friends are watching. Aaron's sitting right next to me. Amber looks at Aaron. Looks at me. So that's her. The replacement. That's Aaron, my girlfriend. Aaron smiles, polite. Nice to meet you. Amber ignores her. Eyes on me. How long did it take you? 5 weeks? 6? To completely forget 3 years? I didn't forget, I just stopped caring. That's cold. You taking off your ring to see if guys would hit on you was cold. This is just consequences. I made a mistake. You made a choice. Multiple choices. Over multiple weeks. There's a difference. Her face is getting red. Voice getting louder. I was curious about something. I handled it badly. That doesn't erase 3 years. No, it just ended them. You didn't even try to work it out. You just left. What was there to work out? You wanted to see if you could do better. I let you find out. Turns out you couldn't. Fuck you. One of my buddies laughs. Can't help it. The whole situation is ridiculous. Amber spins on him. Something funny? He shrugs. Just wondering how you thought this was gonna go. You take off your ring to attract dudes, he leaves, you're mad he left? Where's the logic? Stay out of this. I'm just saying, you tested if the grass was greener, found out it wasn't. Now you're mad the old lawn got reseeded without you. Amber looks at me. This is who you hang out with now? These are my friends, who were also my friends when I was with you. Nothing's changed except you're not in the picture anymore. You're really done. You're actually done. Have been for months. Moved on. Got a new place, new life. You're just finding out late. This is really how it ends. It ended the day you took off the ring. This is just you catching up. She stands there another few seconds, jaw working, trying to think of something cutting to say. Settles on, I hope you're happy. I am. I wasn't trying to hurt you. Don't care. I loved you. Past tense. Same. She walks back to her table. Her friends lean in immediately. Damage control. Consoling her. Whatever. Aaron squeezes my hand under the table. You okay? Yeah. And I am completely fine. That's the whole story. Girl takes off her engagement ring to see if she can get male attention. Guy sells ring and moves out. Girl realizes actions have consequences. The end. No big lesson. No profound realization. Just simple cause and effect. She wanted to know if guys would hit on her without the ring. They probably did. Meanwhile, I found someone who doesn't need to take off jewelry to feel validated. $2,200 bought me a new apartment and a fresh start. Best money I ever got for something that turned out to be worthless anyway.